Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife, Marie. And you are going in SmackDown Live.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watching Going In the Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and little notify bell next to it on YouTube if you want to get your Going In Raw notifications. And if you're listening to us in the audio realm, be sure to leave us a rating, review, or a comment, or hell, just tell a friend. Let them know about Going In Raw.
Yes, please.
It really does help boost the exposure.
It really does. It really does.
Of the show, right?
It really does.
If you go to a friend and you say, "Hey, friend.
Hey, friend.
Do you like wrestling?" And they're saying, "I don't know, that fake stuff." You say, "Well, listen to Going In Raw."
And maybe your eyes will be opened.
Exactly. Or maybe they'll just walk away. I don't know.
Yeah,
Try
probably.
it with strangers. We need more love in this world. Anyways. Yeah, fun stuff. SmackDown. Actually, let's talk about this first. Man, a sea of wrestlers are flocking from WWE, Larson. Which one of us had that prediction?
I don't know if either of us had a prediction, but I've been saying for a while that I wouldn't be surprised if people are cool leaving even in the face of huge contracts, because people want to go to work and have fun and be happy. And even if you make a ton of money, if you're not going to work and having fun or enjoying yourself and you're happy with what you're doing, no amount of money is going to buy you happiness.
That's not true.
It is, in fact.
That's not true. You can't say no amount of money. That's stupid. Somebody said today, "Oh, Tommy, you want $1 billion to be on 205 Live?" He'd probably say, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Seems like Dean Ambrose was like he turned away more than $1 million a year downside.
Yeah, probably more than that. Well, he probably had a lot stashed. You're right, to a degree. But if somebody said you want $1 billion, it's silly to say no money.
You get my larger
What are you
point.
talking
You
about
understand
here?
my larger point.
$1 billion
anyways.
keeps him there.
Oh my gosh.
I get your point, though. Money isn't everything.
Yes.
If you're good with money, 205 Live. What a terrible selling point for 205 Live.
Yeah.
And I can't blame anybody for leaving 205 Live. All the people in 205 Live, and one guy, Mustafa Ali, cream of the crop, ekes out, and they're supposed to think that that's gonna. No, man, nobody wants to be on 205
No one
Live.
wants to be on 205
And a
Live.
legend like Hideo Itami,
Like Kenta.
is gonna stick around.
Yeah, Fightful's reporting he asked for his release. Apparently it was granted because last night everybody on Twitter was saying respect.
He said, he
Hideo
tweeted
Itami,
out,
thank
"Thank you."
you.
I'm assuming that was directed at WWE for just
Yeah.
letting him go.
Yeah.
He's leaving. Not a surprise. I feel like he was one of those guys that he came in with Finn, Kevin Owens, that sort of crop right there.
He had some injury issues in NXT, which set him back a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like he's going to get into a really interesting feud with Austin Aries after he returned from his shoulder surgery, and he got hurt again,
Yeah.
which is a bummer.
Yeah, it was a total bummer. So, and then, of course, when you're on 205 Live, you're obviously not competing with the bet. Well, okay. The wrestling's really good, but
Yeah.
you're not competing with the full breadth and width of the roster.
Yes.
Which is really what you have. Even if you're on SmackDown, you have the opportunity at some point to fight people on Raw because there's going to be another shakeup at some point. You
Well, then
know.
Survivor Series, too.
And you got like 1 million belts over there to go for, tag titles, Universal titles, WWE title. So but with 205 Live, you're stuck, man. You're just stuck. And this isn't surprising at all. He was a big name in Japan. And in this case, it's obviously, man, it's way better to be him as a big fish in a smaller pond than a virtually invisible fish in a massive sea.
In the Pacific Ocean.
Exactly, of wrestling. So not a surprise at all. And yeah, there's going to be plenty of other names, I would imagine, that are looking to do the same thing. I'm not sure. In his case, I'm not sure that AEW had much to do with it, though.
I think it was just general discontent. And he's probably just as likely to head back to Japan as he would to sign anywhere here in the States.
And that's pretty exciting for him.
Meltzer apparently, because late yesterday, WWE confirmed Ambrose was not re-signing with him. Mm-hmm. He issued a statement, which is way outside the norm generally for how they operate.
Yeah, sure.
And Meltzer said that a lot of people didn't know about it, but perhaps more importantly, apparently Ambrose is pretty close with Chris Jericho and Cody. So Dean Ambrose to AEW pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd like to see him in New Japan. I think it'd be interesting. I just think he fits more into All Elite Wrestling. You know, I do.
I was really hoping you go back to CZW.
There's always that possibility. He might do a couple one-offs. I thought it was funny. We both loved Joey Ryan quite a bit, and I loved his tweet. If Dean Ambrose doesn't like to do hokey shit, imagine.
He's booked against me in the Indies.
Just wait till exactly. So that's gonna be a massive payday to take the penis plex for Dean Ambrose. That guy, I would have. It wouldn't surprise me if he was one of the dude who's rather frugal with his money. He doesn't seem Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
He doesn't
too.
seem like a big spender guy.
I wonder how much of these guys who wrestled for years in the Indies and by necessity had to.
Oh yeah.
Be frugal.
They cherish
just
that money.
Continue with those habits after they start having money.
They cherish that
and
money.
I imagine also, too, when you're on the road all the time, you don't have a whole lot of opportunities to indulge in any kind of high-profile spending, too.
Yeah, that could be.
It's your home 1.5 days a week.
Right, exactly.
And it'll give you a lot of time to go out and buy a Maserati.
I would think most of the money would probably go to traveling.
Yeah, I know.
And that just... So yeah, Hideo Itami, hopefully, he's going to be a lot happier now.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to see. I mean, Dean Ambrose is a fairly big name, but I don't know. I guess, if you look at this, if you look at each person's situation, and where Dean Ambrose is kind of a surprising situation. Like it is and it isn't, because like they haven't really maximized his potential creatively at all, but he's always been a featured guy.
Yeah.
He's always been a super featured guy.
Yeah, in terms of placement on the card, they've given him every opportunity.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like at this point, I know that we'd read things that WWE wants to eliminate the public perception that wrestlers are unhappy or wrestlers want to leave WWE. If anybody wants to go, just let them go.
Yeah, sure.
Just let them go.
Yeah.
Just let them go.
I agree. Here's the thing. All Elite can't sign them all.
Exactly.
New Japan can't sign them all.
Jericho says there's only like 6 or 8 talents across all the major promotions that All Elite would want to sign.
Yeah, but he was drunk when he said that.
Oh, he said he was.
That was obviously a drunk tweet. That was a really bizarre tweet. Did you read that?
Yeah.
Talking about Brock Lesnar's gut. Brock Lesnar looks amazing. What are you talking about?
Well, he looks better than he has of late, yeah.
And then he said, I don't know. That was just a weird tweet.
It was weird. He's not even like in the management position in AEW, officially at least.
Right. I mean, I'm sure he knows what he's talking about, but come on now. So I mean, there's 20 people at the top of the WWE card. They'd be totally happy to get. That's
Sean
silly.
Lindsay here says, well, according to Renee Young's podcast, Dean likes to just spend money on weird martial arts weapons from the internet. Maybe he's collecting stuff to use whenever he gets out of WWE. He can start doing edgier stuff.
There you go. Maybe he was a big fan of ninjas as a kid, like you and I were.
Yeah.
And then he'll just start being ninja.
Yeah, that could be.
That'd be cool.
He's a little younger than us, but yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. What kid doesn't? I wonder what the cutoff of that was.
I think any child of the 80s.
Right, but then children of the 90s, ninja
Maybe early
magazines
90s, early 90s ninja movies, yeah.
What were they into in the late 90s? Do we know? Who do we know? Like James from Couch Up? Was he a kid of the late 90s?
Maybe.
We
should ask him.
Ask that dude. Yeah, I was listening to Couch Up TV, their podcast, this morning, because they were talking about a little bit about the machinima stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they somehow segued towards the end of the podcast. Where were you? First, it was, where were you 10 years ago? Because, like, that's around the time machinima was getting started.
Yeah.
And then it transitioned to, where were you when 9/11 happened?
Oh, wow.
And to listen, like, one of the dudes over there said, I was 2 when that happened. I was like, I was 22 when that happened.
Yeah, I was 20.
I was already a veteran.
No, I was 24.
I was a veteran of the banking industry.
Yeah. I was getting ready for work that day, eating my breakfast.
Yeah.
My roommate came in and said, hey, a plane crashed in the building. And so we were glued to the TV for a while.
Well, I walked through the break room. We'll get to SmackDown in a second. I walked through the break room, and it was on the first plane had crashed. And everybody at that point was like, "Oh my God, what a horrific accident!"
Yeah, because my roommate told me that, and I went on at the time. Yahoo News was the prime news source.
What do you mean then? This still for me.
Yeah, and it had a headline that says "Plane crashes into World Trade Center," and I was like, it didn't specify, like a passenger jet.
Yeah,
I thought, like a single prop plane or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and then my roommate comes out and says, "I'm like, oh,
yeah."
Oh, hell.
The second one hit while I was on my way home because I was off. I just got off my shift.
Oh, you were working graveyard, yeah.
And so I come in the break room, one plane hit, I get home, like, oh, whoa, that means we're under attack. Anyways, what do you think of, real quick, Patreon shout-outs. So we're on the Patreon.
Yes.
Patreon.com/Stephen Larson.
Yes.
Fantastic way to support Going In Raw. In fact, we are one day away from closing the January patrons. And so if you want to get this Friendo Care Package, which includes a comic book, some stickers with the original logo, a postcard with the original logo, and a Mecha Santa top-notch poster, it's $20 at patreon.com/Stephen Larson. All that stuff, all the stuff that can be signed is signed by us. And it's a great deal.
It is.
And we got some new patrons because even at $1 you get a shout out here on the show. A new patron, PJ Stahl, and let's see here. There was one other one. Oh, the official Going In Raw Brewmaster.
Oh,
so cool, awesome. Thanks everybody.
I wonder
We
if the
appreciate
official
it.
Going In Raw Brewmaster makes his own beer, or her own beer, their own beer.
I would. There was the Brewmaster. They're the master of brewing. So
I wonder
I
if
would think so. Yes.
We should talk to him about releasing the official Going In Raw brew. Then
Let's get on that.
I think that's great. I like beer.
What did you think of SmackDown last night?
Weird show, man. It was a weird show.
I thought it was way entertaining.
Well, just because it's weird doesn't mean it wasn't entertaining. I just thought it was weird. Just kind of a weird show. Like we talked on the Raw recap that Raw felt like a marquee event.
Yeah.
Because they're already looking ahead to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Already looking ahead to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Whereas
sure.
on SmackDown, it felt more like...
Nobody pointed at the sign.
No, it felt like business as usual on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Well, it felt like they were gearing up for Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, as opposed to WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah.
This is so, I mean, like the wheels continually churn from pay-per-view to pay-per-view. That's standard practice. But when you get WrestleMania on the horizon, usually you build pay-per-view to pay-per-view with your eyes firmly set on WrestleMania,
Was
whether
there
you point
even
the sign or
I
not.
didn't notice a sign in the arena.
Yeah, there's a sign on the
because
arena.
they were just there the night before.
Yeah,
They
the
just
same
kept
arena.
it up.
Yeah, kept it up.
Okay.
So it in that sense, it made SmackDown feel more like the B show, just because it was business as usual.
I'll agree with that. It definitely felt like it definitely felt. I was.
And then there was like the stuff with the U.S. title. And while entertaining, kind of weird.
They're playing willy-nilly with the heel face spectrum these days, aren't they? Rusev, all of a sudden.
Kind of heel again.
Yeah, kind of heel again.
Heavy Machinery eliminating New Day in the elimination tag match. Kind of weird. I understand. They want to get Heavy Machinery over, and by all accounts, and all we've seen, New Day are totally cool putting over new talent.
Yeah.
Just kind of weird.
Over on the community tab, Grant,
Just
I
a weird
put this
show.
up. I put this up half hour ago. We've only had a sample of 364 votes. Sorry, 364 votes of that. And you guys can access the community tab at youtube.com/Stephen Larson, and then just hit the tab community. Hence, that's why it's called the community tab.
Community tab.
Yay, 69%. Woo. Nay, only 3%.
Interesting.
People are very, very hot on SmackDown last night. In between 13%. So a total of 82% of people thought it was either good
Or just all right.
or wow. Okay, there's some good stuff there.
Yeah, well, I mean, like at SmackDown, usually there's some good stuff. The closing segment with Daniel Bryan was entertaining because he's entertaining. And
I see your point in terms of it being weird, but I thought it was all entertaining.
and the opening segment with Becky and Charlotte was great, basically because
There was a cold cock.
that was fantastic.
Whenever there's a cold cock, how did
so
she
good.
not knock Charlotte out with that?
I don't know.
I was trying to figure out where exactly the sound came from.
Because she didn't slap her leg.
I didn't see a leg slap. I didn't see a mic. I was thinking maybe it was Charlotte when she got hit, went like this with the mic, just as her reaction. Because oh my god,
Because I saw the GIF
was
on
loud.
Twitter before I watched SmackDown. I must have watched it like 15
me
times.
too. It's great.
Because it was so good.
She said, "Ooh, holy crap, that was a nasty punch." But then Charlotte kind of just got back up from it.
I think she made contact like right here.
Oh, okay. I don't know, man. That's right there. That's nasty.
You know, we heard
Martin forever
and
forever,
Ric
that was
Flair's.
crazy.
Oh, I know. I think a lot of wrestling moves are like that, even the basic ones.
Oh, yeah.
Ric Flair talking about in his documentary how he would set up a string in the doorway.
You love that story.
It's an interesting story.
Yeah.
And taught himself to punch as hard as he could without moving the string.
Yeah.
So I would think wrestlers who could throw good worked punches, while maybe not literally follow through in that philosophy, maybe in some general sense do, to try to make their punches look as hard as possible without actually in some cases, making contact at all.
I can't stress enough how. I mean, look, these people are professionals. Becky Lynch has been doing this probably since she was like 12 years old, right? Because especially in the UK, they get started early.
Yeah.
But to be out there live in front of 12,000 people or however many were there and pull that off to perfection, one take, one shot, you get one moment to do this. That is impressive. That is so impressive. Yeah.
Show kicked off with Becky. She came down the ring. And so she said, you know, hey, I couldn't resist. I had to go on Raw and stick it to Ronnie. And she said, looking in Ronnie's eyes, I saw something that I don't really have anymore, and that's doubt.
Yeah. She said, we're definitely not the same.
Yeah.
She was saying that she was proud of the fact that she worked her way up to get to where she was.
She wasn't handed anything, and she's gone from the pre-show at Mania last year to being in the main event.
Yeah. Which is, again, very impressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out walks Charlotte. And she proceeds to basically take credit for all of Becky's success, saying it was because of me that you got bumped up to the main event. It's because of me you have this attitude. It's because of me that you accomplished this and that, and so on and so forth. And she goes on and on and on. And at one point she kind of stops, and Becky she has a mic in her hand, so she kind of turns like she's going to say something. Bah!
Yeah.
Sucker punch.
Yeah.
Knocks Charlotte on her rear.
Holy moly.
Becky's pleased with herself,
Yeah.
exits the ring. Charlotte follows. They just start brawling all over the place. It was great. At one point, Charlotte was making fun of Becky's knee injury, kind of mocking her limp while laughing about it.
Yeah.
It was all really entertaining.
So they didn't try to do the thing where that I had feared and you had speculated that they were going to get a bunch of paperwork out and say you snuck your way into the Royal Rumble, therefore it's not
Yeah, I'm kind of
legitimate.
happy they didn't bring that up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that they still can't put Charlotte into that match, which they totally could, because at some point there's going to be more matches between Becky and Charlotte leading up to Mania because it's a hot feud, and it will continue to be a hot feud because they're both awesome. And especially the way Charlotte is like laughing devilishly at every little way she can stick it to Becky.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have a match, whether it's Elimination Chamber or as advertised Fastlane. There'll probably be a stipulation if Charlotte wins, she gets put in the Mania match. I'm hoping they're just taking that route because A, it's still a hot feud. B, it'll keep Becky hot. It'll keep Charlotte in the mix, and it's just it's an interesting story. But I hope at the end of the day, they don't put Charlotte in the match. Not that she doesn't deserve it; she deserves to be in the main event slot. I just feel like the money match is just Becky versus Ronda. That's the money match.
I'm in agreement. I was swayed by watching the actual Royal Rumble, especially now seeing the response for Becky. I do believe that Charlotte, you know, if anybody deserves, but no, in the WWE, you don't get things just because you deserve them. You get things because it's where the money is. Like you said, the money match really is Becky Ronda. The money is Becky winning. The people are so into. She is hot right now, man. She is so hot.
Here's the only scenario in which I would be cool with Charlotte being in the match is if Ronda isn't leaving or taking a break, and they will still want Ronda to go over, so Charlotte's in the match to take the loss.
See, I wouldn't even be. Going back to our conversation, I think we had it on Matt Chat maybe, where I was sort of looking at both situations.
Yeah.
What's the bigger thing, the specter of all three of them in that match or the finish? I really do think at this point, regardless if Ronda leaves or not. Because here's the thing,
Becky needs to win that match. She should win that match, absolutely.
Over Ronda, though.
She does. She does. I'm saying if Ronda is going to win, she shouldn't beat Becky.
Oh, God, man.
That's my point.
She should not win.
No, I agree.
Even if she's staying around, they shouldn't do that.
I agree, but
WWE
has done some weird things.
I don't know that they would, though. Ronda's going to get that match is going to end with a sea of boos if Ronda wins that. They are aware of that. They made it clear on that promo.
Things have happened.
They made it clear during that promo on Monday night that crowd is going to riot.
Thought Brock was going to win at Mania last year, and sure enough, he did.
Yeah,
so
but things have because happened. Roman Reigns got booed out of the building every single time he sniffed the Universal title.
Weird things have happened. Man.
Nah, man, they're not that dumb. I do like that during Becky Lynch's promo, she referenced Ronda upon losing matches, being salty about it.
Yeah.
Being known to take her ball and to get her ball and take it home.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that aspect of it.
Yes.
But now Becky, if this doesn't end, if WrestleMania doesn't end with Becky tapping out Ronda Rousey after a spectacular match,
they're doing everything wrong.
they're doing it all wrong. I know weird things happen, man, but they're just doing it wrong. They're doing it wrong. Certain things are a given. It's like saying Stone Cold should have had a wonky finish against Shawn Michaels in 1998. Well, actually, there was kind of a wonky finish there, to be honest, with Tyson, but you get my drift. Anyway, certain things are just destined to happen, and God, Becky is hot right now.
Yeah.
You think you're going to use this knee to just sort of keep her out of a lot of action until
maybe
until Mania,
or they can use the knee as a weakness. So if Charlotte wins, there's a injury for her to exploit.
Well, yeah, storyline wise, totally, but also storyline wise to keep Becky out of action.
Oh, maybe,
because you don't want another Nia Jax. This is WrestleMania we're talking about
Yeah, I
here.
know.
It was like last year when AJ and Shinsuke were like, "Oh man, they're going to put on a great match," and AJ got injured like right before.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, now can you just keep him in a chamber somewhere?
Yeah.
Can you cryonically freeze him?
Yes. After that segment, we got a brief shot of Shinsuke Nakamura roaming around backstage, and now he's got a match with R-Truth next.
Yeah, who would have thought that was going to happen the way it did? Anyways, before we continue, here's a word from our sponsor, forhims.com. Sexual performance issues are way more common than you think. For example, upwards of 25% of new ED cases are guys under 40.
And 40% of guys struggle with ED by the age of 40. But why try odd solutions, or worse yet, do nothing at all when you can turn to medicine and science? With forhims.com, you can get your hands on well-known generic equivalents to brand name prescriptions to combat ED.
With Hims, you don't have to waste time sitting in a waiting room. You avoid all those awkward conversations with your doctor because Hims offers medical-grade solutions to deal with your ED.
Just go to forhims.com, answer a few questions, have a quick and confidential review with a doctor, and bam! Products are shipped directly to your door. It is that easy.
And right now, Going In Raw listeners can get a trial months of Hims for only $5 while supplies last. Go to forhims.com/GIR5. That's FORHIMS.com/GIR5. This would cost you hundreds if you went to a pharmacy or the doctor.
Again, we'd like to thank forhims.com for sponsoring today's episode, and you're really helping out Going In Raw by going to forhims.com/GIR5, the number 5.
Next up, we had R-Truth versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, R-Truth and Carmella came down, and he got on the microphone, very sincere R-Truth. He says, listen, I would have won that match had Nia Jax not beat me up during my entrance and then stole the spot.
And the McMahons know that because they're giving me this match tonight.
And Carmella, I like this little bit from Carmella, too. She's very sincere. She's like, hey, look, we worked really hard for our number 30s.
Yeah.
Like, we deserve to be in the matches.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was like, oh, yeah. So, yeah, he was granted a U.S. title match.
Yes, and he was pretty much thoroughly dominated by Nakamura for the first 95% of the match. He'd mount little bits of offense here and there, only for Nakamura to once again gain the upper hand. Nakamura goes for a landslide. R-Truth counters into a roll-up and gets the win. They said on commentary it was R-Truth's first title victory in 7 years.
Did R-Truth know he was going to win here?
You mean before the match started?
Yeah.
I don't know.
His reaction, and granted, he is a professional. Man's been around for literally ever.
Yeah.
Since the days of Hackenschmidt and Gotch. Been around forever. His reaction, so the landslide thing came, and it was a quick 3 count.
It was, and Nakamura kicked out right at 3.
Yeah, he did. In any other match, this would have been a 2 count. Like, he would have kicked out. And then they continue the action for a moment as Kyoto rings the bell.
Yeah.
And R-Truth stops, and he looks so genuinely confused.
Yeah.
And he didn't immediately start celebrating. It felt like, hold on a second, something wrong happened here.
Yeah.
This isn't supposed to be the finish. What's going on?
Yeah.
I watched it twice. It really looked like, I find it difficult to believe, given that immediately after that, Rusev came down and he had another match. So it'd be difficult for me to believe that he wouldn't have been clued in. But his reaction was, I was like,
he's a
dude,
pro, man.
I was like, did they just pull a fast one on R-Truth and like give him this surprise victory? Like, I don't know. I
don't know
maybe
either.
I'm just
I don't know.
maybe I'm wishing because I think it'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
Because you always like to see like genuine reactions. But man, that reaction was really, really professional.
Yeah.
If it's fake. I thought
everybody across the board, Kyoto, Nakamura was all really professional in
Well, here's the thing. Nakamura,
there was like an air of confusion. Like no one knew for sure what was going on, and everybody did their part in
Nakamura almost
putting forth that
immediately
illusion.
got in Chioda's face.
Yeah.
Is it Kyoto or Chioda?
Kyoto.
Kyoto. Okay. What did we always used to say Chioda and then somebody corrected us?
Yeah.
Okay. He immediately gets in his face, and it's a big act.
Yes.
R-Truth, the look on his face. Again, probably right. It's probably professional. But holy crap, if that was legit. So anyways, he wins the United States title. Then Rusev comes out, and now he's a bad guy.
Yeah. Kind of out of nowhere.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that thing?
I don't know. Like they turned him face, and he had a couple promos, and some of it was good, and some of it was kind of hokey. But they never really followed through on the idea of really pushing Rusev as a face.
Right.
It always seemed kind of, I don't know, not exactly insincere from creative's part, but they didn't really go full speed ahead on it. And then now, because it may seem convenient in some respects, they just say, "All right, you're a bad guy." Again.
You're saying that because very superficially they did the face thing where he talks up the crowd, talks about wanting to be, restoring the honor of the United States
Championship.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is a very face thing to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So superficially, but I see what you're saying. Storyline wise, like they never gave him a shot to do really anything.
No, he won the title on an episode of SmackDown, was barely on.
Yeah.
Except for a couple promos, and didn't really have any title defenses.
Right.
So he comes to the ring, and he says, one of the reasons I wanted to beat Nakamura is because he was the U.S. title deserves better than Nakamura. Mm-hmm. And he continues, if the U.S. title deserves better than Nakamura, it certainly deserves better than you, R-Truth.
Yeah, which is a very heel thing to say.
A very heel thing to say. And so he challenges him to a match right now. Mm-hmm. Carmella and Lana start arguing. Carmella shoves over Lana. And then Rusev and R-Truth start having a bit of a shoving match. And eventually R-Truth agrees to the match. After commercial break, it happens. Lasts all maybe 45 seconds. Mm-hmm. R-Truth rolls up Rusev, gets the win. Nakamura gets in the ring, attacks R-Truth from behind. Oh, sorry, this is outside. R-Truth starts to go up the ramp. Nakamura attacks him from behind, tosses R-Truth back in the ring. Rusev then starts to beat up R-Truth.
This is how much of a nerd I am, by the way. When Rusev came down and they made the match, I couldn't handle it. I got on Twitter just to make sure that R-Truth won. I thought for sure they were just going to toss that title back on Rusev. It was going to be like a wonky thing where they do that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, I really love R-Truth.
Yeah, I like R-Truth
so
a lot.
I got on there. I was like, I saw like a backstage interview, still the title's like, all is well in the world. Whew. Exactly.
So Rusev starts beating up R-Truth, and then Nakamura gets in the ring, and they kind of like they kind of stare at each other.
Mm-hmm. Romance.
And then they proceed to beat up R-Truth together.
Yeah.
Nakamura holds up R-Truth for a Machka kick. Rusev does the same for a Kinshasa.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a weird kind of alliance thing, at least short term, because they both want that U.S. title.
Yeah.
Next, backstage, Becky's taking her luggage, walking to her giant SUV. Kayla Braxton approaches her and asks, hey, how come you didn't want to be attended to by WB trainers? And she had a hard time understanding what she said. She said,
I'm tired of being on the shelf.
Okay, that's
what she said. I'm done being on the shelf.
I heard I'm done. Mm-hmm. I didn't exactly hear what she said.
I'm done being on a shelf.
Yeah. And then she left. After that, R-Truth backstage being attended to by a trainer. He was telling the trainer he's fine. Leave him alone.
After that, we had Rey Mysterio versus what was supposed to be Samoa Joe. Instead, Zelina Vega comes out. And she says, I know it was you that had me banned from ringside last week in your match against Andrade and et cetera, et cetera. And then all of a sudden, bang, Andrade out of nowhere attacks Rey from behind.
Yeah.
Hits Rey, three amigos.
Yeah, the triple suplexes that Eddie
Guerrero that's right.
So we hit the first two.
That's right.
Rey reversed the second one. Gets almost in 619 position, almost blocks it, and he hits a hammerlock DDT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know why Ray even tries that. So when's the last time he hit a 619 on Andrade? Like never. Like
Andrade saves his reversals from the 619. He knows what the deal is with that, man.
And it's like a massive window of opportunity too.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's cool. That continues.
Yes.
That's good.
I'm guessing, I don't know if they're going to get a match at Elimination Chamber. Maybe not. I don't know. But they should get a match at Fastlane at least. Give them 25 minutes.
Give him 25 minutes on SmackDown next week.
Give him the.
I don't care.
Give
where
him the whole
it is.
second hour.
I don't get. Devote an entire main event episode to that match. I don't care where it is. Just give me them
Well,
for
I don't want on the
as
main event
much
because
time.
people aren't going to watch it.
I'll watch it. That's all that matters. I'll watch it, and then we'll tell our friendos to go watch it, and they'll all go
right.
watch it, and the ratings for main event will skyrocket.
Through the roof.
Does main event even have SmackDown stars, or is it strictly a Raw thing?
I think it's strictly a Raw thing.
What a bummer.
Next, we had Rusev backstage. The club walk up to him and say, "Hey, Rusev,
Hey.
R-Truth didn't deserve that."
This is a bummer. This immediately when they show up. Immediately when they showed up, I was like, man, they're going to job to Shinsuke and Rusev.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
So then Carl challenges Rusev and Nakamura to a match. Nakamura enters frame. He agrees. Club seems satisfied. They walk off. Rusev then turns to Nakamura and says, "I will team with you one time, but you better not trick me.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me."
He said, don't trick me.
And then we get a quick shot of Miz and Shane backstage. Miz saying, "You don't have to do anything else, Shane. These titles are a celebration enough." And Shane's like, "No, I want to do this for you." Mm-hmm. So which leads to their celebration later on in the show.
Yeah.
But before we continue, here's a word from our sponsor for today's show, Robinhood.
Man, you know what's cool about this? We got two sponsors in today's show. What am I going to do with this money? I might invest it using Robinhood, Larson. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free.
While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all your profits. Plus, there is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level.
The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. View easy-to-understand charts and market data and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. You can also view stock collections such as 100 most popular.
With Robinhood, you can learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio, discover new stocks, track your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movements so you never miss the right moment to invest.
Robinhood is giving listeners of Going In Raw a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at goinginraw.robinhood.com, and it really does help Going In Raw if you guys check out goinginraw.robinhood.com. Thanks again.
Thank you, Robinhood.
And then there was a Page movie at Sundance video package.
Yeah.
Fighting with My Family. Did you go last night? You were invited to the free screening here in
No, I
Natomas.
was watching SmackDown, man.
How close would it have had to have been for us to have been like, all right, we'll go check it out?
Somewhere in the east part of Sacramento. Folsom, Citrus Heights.
Palladio at Folsom.
Yeah.
I would have gone for sure.
I don't have to drive all the way across town.
Maybe even Greenback.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have went there.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't, so we didn't see it.
Anyways, it
We
looked like a nice screening they had. Paige was there. The cast was
I
there.
should have taken my camera.
Rock
phone
was there.
and
Why?
like filmed it, and then we could have put it on our YouTube channel.
That's a terrible idea.
It would have been deleted.
Yeah.
Probably.
Delete. So that was neat. They're really pushing this movie. I guess it's sponsoring Elimination Chamber.
Oh, cool. Right on. That's good.
Next, we had the best tag team in the world celebration. Shane and Miz come to the ring. Shane says, "I got something to show you that you'll never forget." And he rolls this video package, just kind of recapping their story from Crown Jewel to now. Mm-hmm. And then Shane says, "Here's something you'll never really forget." He introduces George, the Miz's dad.
Yeah.
George comes down the ring. He tells Miz that he loves him and that he's proud of him. Mm-hmm. And that was pretty much it.
Well, it was a big. Miz was like, there's no balloons and fanfare out here, and yeah. But George, I don't know. George comes off as the kind of guy who Miz talks to on a regular basis and tells "I love you" pretty much every time he gets.
Yeah, I know.
He's got that vibe.
He totally does.
We've seen him at various wrestling events,
Yes,
supporting his son.
Yeah, he was there at Mania when the night after Mania when Miz won the Intercontinental title from Zack Ryder. He was right there ringside.
Right. I'm pretty sure there are many text messages that
I feel like at least 5 times a year George tells tells Mike that he's proud of him.
Yeah. My dad he sort of indicates that he's proud of me. He never actually literally says the words,
"Oh, really?
I'm proud of you." He just says, "Stevie, that's great." He's like, "How are the numbers?" I'm like, they're okay. They're pretty good. We hooked up some sponsors. "Stevie, that's great." So in his own way, he's not literal about it. But I get the idea that he's proud of me.
Yeah.
He always tells me, he listens, for whatever reason, he listens to Busted Open. No, yeah, the one with Dudley's.
Yeah.
With one of the Dudleys.
Bubba.
He listens to that one, and then he always tells me, Stevie, you guys really are better than them.
Well,
he's out there scouting the competition.
And I appreciate that he puts us over.
He does. Yeah, he totally does.
So Shane says we need opponents to defend these titles against. So next, 4-way elimination match to renew number 1 contender to the tag team titles for a match at Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Before that match, we get a brief backstage segment with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. First, they declare, which according to Raw, I didn't know you could just do this, declare they're going in the Elimination Chamber tag team match.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess they operate different on SmackDown. You can just declare.
You're just going on ahead.
And then there's a flashback to the season of Tough Enough that I think that was Mandy Rose that was taking all those bumps.
Yeah, that was Mandy Rose.
Yeah,
that was the whole impetus for her hating Naomi.
Yeah, and she talks about that, how she developed some issues. She broke up with her boyfriend because Mandy was taking some bumps, and then Naomi was telling Tamina to do a splash on her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they would cut to like a close up of Naomi. I really wish they would have done the diddle-diddle-diddle thing, And then, like, for the rest of the episode, Corey Graves would just talk about how mean Naomi was to Mandy Rose and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, during the entire Four Corners elimination tag match, he was talking about
I'm
Mandy.
not talking about during any women's segment. This is all during the rest of the episode, basically.
Yes. They gave this match a ton of time, and it was pretty fun. There's this pretty strong showing for Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, like you said, they got the elimination on the New Day.
Yeah, Tucky pinned Kofi Kingston.
Tucky!
After a compactor.
They fit in. I think they fit in more on SmackDown.
Oh, absolutely.
Just their general vibe is more. SmackDown's a bit more like of a light-hearted show, it feels. I don't know.
It can be.
The vibe just feels different.
It does. It feels like they fit into the vibe, but I also think the way the tag division on SmackDown operates, if you know what I mean, like the pace of the tag matches are generally pretty quick.
Yeah, sure.
And Heavy Machinery can keep that pace.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah, they're a fun tag team to watch.
Sheamus then pins Tucky after a bro kick.
Yeah.
So the final two teams are the Usos and Thebar. And then Jay pins Cesaro after a top rope splash. So the Usos are going to be taking on Shane and Miz at Elimination Chamber. And that should be fun.
That should be a lot of fun, yeah. We're going to get a very purple Shane McMahon because the Usos are very quick.
They are, but they don't do the swing like Cesaro does. I still feel like that was at least 75% of why Shane was so blown up.
He's a heavy sweater, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
What old is he? He's got to be pushing 50, right?
I'm going to speculate he's 46, so yeah, probably. Let's find out. Shane McMahon. He is 49. Wow.
49.
You're actually a lot closer than, yeah. My goodness.
Next, get a shot of Daniel Bryan with Rowan it's just Daniel Bryan, sorry, backstage. He walks by somebody, production guy, a writer maybe, who's got a burger in his hand. Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan slaps that beef out of his hand.
Yeah.
And then he comes to the ring, drops a promo, talking about, introduces Eric Rowan, or Rowan as he just calls him.
God. His description of Rowan was amazing.
Call him his intellectual peer.
People look at the dirt under his fingernails and might think he's dirty. But no, he's up at night reading Chaucer. Yeah. And I didn't get the second name.
Yeah, I didn't get the other name either.
I was like, man, even that's out of my list. I've heard of Chaucer.
Yeah.
I have no idea who the second person was.
Yeah, no idea.
Oh, but man, Rowan, the fact that he mentioned the dirt under his fingernail, like, why does he have dirt under his fingernails? What is he out there doing?
Well, he's out there. He's got a compost thing. He's making his own compost.
I guess so. I don't
know. But Rowan has the recycle sign in his Tron.
Bud Ryan in chat. Bud Ryan in chat. Oh, that was great. Says, I still would have ate that burger. Me too. Yeah, that was amazing. He had the recycle sign instead of the O in Rowan.
And it was spinning.
That was amazing. Whoever's doing this is just cracking up the whole time.
It's Daniel Bryan.
It's Daniel Bryan, and he's laughing the whole time.
Yes.
And you see his shirt, the shirt he was wearing?
Yeah.
It said like, end violence, end hate, end racism, only love, something like that.
Yeah.
It's so good. And the thing is, he's already at the point. I know he wanted to be more hated than Brock Lesnar. He's already at the point where the crowd is starting to turn with him.
I know, because there's a bunch of fickle signs in the crowd.
Yes, there's fickle signs in the crowd. There's one that says the boomers blew it.
Yeah. Oh, boomers are a plague.
Yeah, boomers are a plague. That's what it said.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yep.
Oh, it's so good.
And then after he introduces Rowan, explains that he's his intellectual peer, he admits, yes, I am a hypocrite. But not in the way AJ inferred last week. He said, I'm a hypocrite because I carry this around. He holds the WWE title.
Yeah.
And he waits for a garbage can to be brought in the ring. And he talks about Daisy the cow and how Daisy didn't really get to experience happiness, but she definitely felt pain when she gave her life to become the strap for this belt.
I know. And then the crowd started chanting Daisy, and then good. When he threw the title and they brought the garbage and he throws the title away in the garbage, the crowd starts chanting "Goodbye, Daisy." Oh, that was such a great crowd.
That was pretty great.
All of WWE should be filmed in Phoenix.
Well, I think it's like a Mania crowd where people fly in.
They fly in. It's a hot. Yeah. I know.
So Daniel Bryan throws the belt in the garbage, and with Rowan's help, he unveils the new WWE title. Strap made of 100% organic, sustainable hemp. The plates carved from a naturally fallen oak tree.
That was, naturally fallen oak tree. Liam Wagner here in chat, the expert on metal for Going In Raw, says Rowan wearing an Ailstorm shirt too, which is a pirate metal band.
Okay, it looked like they had was it Davy Jones or whatever, the character from one of the Pirates movies. It looked like a character looked kind of like that. Whatever one had like the squid head on it.
So I didn't realize that pirate metal was a genre of metal.
I didn't know that either. I didn't know it either.
Interesting stuff. I'll have to ask Liam Wagner more about that.
Yes. AJ comes out, interrupts the proceedings, asked if Daniel Bryan smoked the prototype of that title.
Which was a good line.
It was a good line.
That was a good line.
Randy Orton comes to the ramp. We go to commercial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We come back. Jeff Hardy teleported.
Everybody's just there.
Jeff Hardy teleported into the ring. Mustafa Ali's walking out, dropping a promo, saying, I deserve to be in there.
Randy Orton says, didn't you get eliminated by a girl?
I know.
At the Royal Rumble. I was like, ooh.
Randy Orton. And then Samoa Joe comes out.
Oh, my God. He starts eviscerating everybody verbally.
Everybody.
Oh, it was fantastic.
That line about the AA meeting, oh, my gosh.
He says, act like it's an AA meeting and shut up while I spill my feelings or something like that.
No, he says, my turn to talk. Sit. Just shut up. And he goes to AJ and asks how Wendy is doing.
Yeah.
Oh.
He says, he called Mustafa Ali simple. That's one of the funniest things you can call somebody if you're trying to rip on their intelligence. It's just shut up with your simple ass.
And what did he say? He said, Randy, it's like I got...
He said he still has beef with him, basically, but he said it in a much cooler way.
Samoa Joe's the best.
Oh, man, he is so good.
So after the Wendy line, AJ clocks Samoa Joe. A brawl ensues. Daniel Bryan gets on the mic and says, none of them are getting a shot at his title. He's going to have the WWE title forever. Triple H shows up on the Titantron and says, you're right, Daniel, you're not facing any one of these men. You're facing all of them in Elimination Chamber, and it's going to be for the WWE title. Everybody's brawling. And Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan flee up the ramp as Ali and Orton fight kind of in the foreground.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was a wild, wild finish. I thought it was absolutely so much fun. Yeah, Tag here in chat says, did you see Randy's reaction when Joe said that to Jeff?
Yeah.
I like Jeff's reaction because he started laughing too.
Orton literally covered his face and doubled over.
I got to rewatch that because I didn't notice Orton's reaction.
Yeah, I didn't notice Jeff Hardy. I'll have to watch that then too. Orton just doubles over.
It was like a freaking house show.
Yeah.
Because why are all these guys out there?
I know.
So Elimination Chamber, Daniel Bryan's he's going to find a way to win that.
Yeah,
He's not going to. Nobody loses between now and Mania. I wouldn't think.
And notice who's conspicuous in their absence from this match. One Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking that's be Daniel Bryan. He's going to be the front runner for Daniel Bryan's opponent Mania.
That's a good point. Yeah. The Elimination Chamber match will function as AJ's proper blow off with Daniel Bryan.
I don't know. They're advertised for Fastlane still.
That's right. That Fastlane thing. That's right. Wow. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe we'll see Luke Harper debut then, or return then as
it could be
True Bud number 2.
True Bud number 2.
Harper
man.
and Rowan.
We're doing something right when they're taking our ideas, man.
Yeah.
We're doing something right.
Yeah.
Anyways, you want to answer some questions now?
Sure, we can do that. That sounds like a great idea. Brandon Garza, 5 for 5 shakeup between brands. Who would you swap? 5 for 5 deal.
Okay, so who would you swap Finn for? Get Finn over to SmackDown because he would make it perfect. It's already so good.
Randy Orton.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh man, but I don't know. Orton's so good.
Yeah, he is good.
Finn for Nakamura.
Okay.
Finn for Nakamura.
All right. Finn for Nakamura.
In the women's division.
Well, SmackDown's already more or less sent Becky Lynch to Raw, assuming she wins and stays there.
You know what I'd like to see? From Raw, Ember Moon goes to SmackDown.
Yeah, that's good when she gets healthy.
Yeah.
She's got the elbow surgery.
Yeah.
That's 2. Tag team.
Tag team.
Sanity to Raw. We're not doing anything with them on SmackDown.
Yeah, there's maybe a bit more room for them on Raw, huh?
And in return, Revival to SmackDown.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
That's 4. We need one more.
Una más. Who else do we like on Raw?
Well, actually, if you include Eric Young, that's 5 from SmackDown.
Good.
We need one more from Raw. One more individual.
From Raw to...
Mojo. Send Mojo from Raw to SmackDown.
There you go. Yeah, SmackDown they need their own losers locker room.
Digimortgel, 205 Live, change to a new brand or add another hour to SmackDown.
Don't add another hour to SmackDown.
No, just take the upper mid card and up on 205 Live and send them to either Raw, SmackDown, some combination thereof, and then everybody else just NXT.
You know, I'll say this though. As I mentioned, that other hour to SmackDown, this is the first week in a long time, and maybe because we sort of took Monday off also, that I didn't dread watching Raw. Mm-hmm. I didn't, because most of the time, and when I say dread, I mean, man, I'm probably going to enjoy half the stuff, but I'm going to have to sit through like an hour and a half of stuff that I'm not really into.
Yeah.
This week I went into it thinking, oh man, I'm actually kind of looking forward to Raw.
Well, I mean, I think we were kind of excited about the results from the Rumble too, and know where it would lead.
Yeah.
So like Jack Gallagher, Noam Dar, they probably do really well for themselves in NXT UK.
Yes.
I think Tony Nese could probably do pretty well in NXT. Actually, I'd probably bring him up to main. I think Tony Nese is great.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of potential in the main roster.
Yes.
That's probably what could be done.
I'd like to see Tony Nese get some time in NXT. I feel if he went to main, I think he's ready for main, but I feel like he needs more of a character to. Not more. I'm not saying more. He's good. He needs a hook of some sort. He needs a hook.
No, I understand that.
And I think you can do that in NXT because otherwise he might fall into Apollo Crews territory
Potentially.
Big Money GM here in Discord, which you can get access to at $1 on Patreon, says Pirate Metal is prime metal.
Wow.
He's really into the pirate metal, I guess.
Astros J5, based on Observer, Becky taps again to Flair because of leg injury at Elimination Chamber to get triple threat. Why won't they protect her for WrestleMania 35? Just awful. I didn't mind her losing to Asuka. I thought that made sense. It makes Asuka look strong.
It hasn't done anything to slow down Becky Lynch.
No.
That's for sure.
No.
Because those crowds were even hotter for her last night on Raw.
I know Meltzer seems convinced it's going to be a triple threat, but let's just wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, look, if they can get it nice and exciting, I don't know, man. That having Becky tap out Ronda, that's how it needs to end.
No, that's the finish that needs to happen. Agreed.
RJ Meltzer, I don't think the match has to end 100% clean. I can see if being overbooked a bit, they are really going to do a 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they bring Charlotte out, like, because with all the flashing of the 4 horsewomen signs, and Ronda's been tweeting about it, have it 1-on-1, Becky versus Ronda, and then you can have the horsewomen all involved in some capacity.
Yeah.
Quiet Wyatt Designs. Is this their way of building NXT to be the same level as WWE shows? These were once NXT stars. Who's to say they aren't going back to NXT? 2 hours? I don't know what he's referring to. Is this their way of building NXT as a third brand? It's the same level as WWE shows.
Oh, I don't know. I am back. Eddie Jose Guevara Menivar. Dean Ambrose with pink hair in AEW, yay or nay?
I mean, it'd be cool. I'd be surprised, though.
I'm not really huge into it.
All right.
Look kind of goofy on him before.
WrestleManiac 1210. Who do you think will challenge Bryan at Mania? It's got to be Rey Mysterio.
I think you're right about
I
that.
feel like it's got to be Rey.
I think you're right about that.
Iconic Bud Ryan, been stuck in the house for 3 days. Screw Winter.
God, you know what I actually love? Make it a triple threat. Throw Almas in there.
Oh, that'd be great.
How great would that be?
Here's $5 for keeping me entertained while I can't work. Too sweet and hearty handshake. You got it.
Man, you guys need to stay warm out there.
Yes,
I know
please.
the Midwest right now is in a heck of a spot.
Yeah.
North Dakota, I looked on my phone. I don't know if they just I just put in the state. Maybe they just averaged the temperature for the entire state or something like that. Negative 28 degrees last night. And it was going to get down to negative 30 something.
Yeah, there was a spot in South Dakota yesterday that was minus 30. Whoa. It's pretty cold.
That is freezing.
They were saying, I think Chicago's be colder in parts of Antarctica yesterday. It's too cold.
It is too
Did
much.
you see in Chicago they were lighting the train rails on fire so they can run trains?
Oh, man.
Keep them warm.
That must be a heck of a visual, though.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like the whole rails were, not all of it was on fire. They just light spots.
Well, you just ruined my image in my head.
Why would
then.
you think there's trains going through like
No,
rails
I
of
just
fire?
figured they'd do it beforehand. Like, hey, they're going to show up in an hour here. Let's light this thing on fire.
That's probably how it worked.
You know. But then in my head, it's
Just the entire rail system ablaze.
it'd be pretty cool though. Someone want to try in Red Dead Redemption.
Message redacted.
Cool. Those are my favorites. Let's see here. Joe McGinnis. I always want to say it like it's a character from Outlander. Joe McGinnis. With Raw's tag division being so thin and lacking star power, and SmackDown's tag division being so stacked, which team should move over to Raw from SmackDown?
Sanity.
That's kind of not within the context of his premise because he's saying star power. Not being seen isn't star power. I agree with you. I think then they could be stars.
Yeah.
But I think he's talking about New Day, Thebar, Usos.
Usos have been a SmackDown for a while. Usos.
Good.
So long as SmackDown gets revival in exchange. Donovan Dean, you guys should do top 10 catchphrases in WWE history. It's a good one.
What would be number one?
What?
And that's the bottom line.
What?
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 You dumb. You.
Mealy mouth.
Yeah. What?
Your beady eyes. Number one is actually, I'll put you down like a dog.
He never said that. That's the funny thing about it.
He didn't even know if he said it. He asked Eddie.
All right. You have another question, Steve?
Obviously. Jimmy V. Anyone else think that Corey Graves is getting annoying? No, I think it's pretty fun. And I even think that him and Renee...
They've dialed it back.
They've dialed it back in terms of the antagonism, but they've dialed up the cartoonish fighting. Because sometimes they fight and it's just cartoonish.
Yeah. The Dane Man Train, do you guys watch any universe modes on YouTube? Mm-mm.
No. Every once in a while, if I see something that looks interesting, I'll just take a look at it really quick and just see how they do their universe mode type stuff. But I don't really have time. I watch enough wrestling to watch the video game stuff. I like our stuff.
Yeah, Sean Lathrop, of those leaving WWE, who would you like to see stay?
Well, I mean, so far we're looking at the Canellises, the Revival. I want to see the Revival stay.
No, I want them to go so they can have their match against Young Bucks because I think that's going to be spectacular.
Alex Foster, how would your guys' tag title celebration go in a segment on SmackDown Live? David Proc here has the answers from Carl Anderson dancing.
Yeah.
We bring in Maria Kanellis and Carl Anderson, and then we all dance.
We all dance.
AJ, he comes in, turn his head.
Yeah. Lake Locke, did Dean Ambrose leave WWE because their insurance plan no longer covered for him?
Oh. Yeah, he's got that Phil Collins hair going. Let's see here. Good question from Master of the Super Kick Cooper. Kayfabe reason. In-story reason why Sonya and Mandy didn't have to go through qualifying matches to be involved in the Elimination Chamber match. Because Mandy Rose...
The bylaws of SmackDown don't dictate it.
No, because Mandy Rose filed an HR complaint against Naomi because she was on the verge of smashing, and Naomi interrupted that. That's a breach of human relations, human resources.
So
I like human relations. Where's the human relations department? And so they just, okay, as part of your human relations settlement, you get to have a qualifying match.
All right.
She said, well, how do I tell people? Just say you declare.
All right.
I do declare.
I do declare. Trey Awesome, rest in peace, world title. Hello, Hempyweight Championship.
Hempyweight, that's good.
Jeffrey Nguyen, I used to forcefully cut down oak trees every day.
I don't think that's... Oh, yeah, forcefully, yes. He was a plague to the environment, Jeffrey Nguyen was.
Astros J5, Daniel Bryan says, who won at Royal Rumble, and crowd chants Becky. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and Daniel Bryan just said, no. He said that, when AJ said, did you smoke that, the prototype? And the crowd started chanting yes. Daniel Bryan just said, no.
Yeah. No.
All Elite Wrestler. What do you think of Mrs. Dad eventually outing him and saying he is proud of him for manipulating Shane just like a real Mizanin? Saying,
he's the
heel George.
He instigates a heel turn in some respect. Yeah, I don't know. Twinewinder, 7 tag teams were shown on SmackDown, but no sanity. Daniel Cortez, what are the chances that Gronk goes to WWE after the Patriots win the Super Bowl this Sunday? That's not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
What, the Pats?
If the Patriots win the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be surprised if Gronk stopped playing football.
Steve Klain, hey,
He's kind of
friendos.
beat up.
As a Native American, I totally dug Brian's belt rocking the turquoise. If you guys had custom titles, what would they look like?
Yeah, that was cool. That was a nice touch.
Yeah, it was.
What would they look like? My strap would be made of shag carpet.
Ooh, sumptuous.
Or no, maybe velour.
That's good.
Or velvet. Some crushed velvet. Crushed velvet, that's the answer.
That's nice.
Some crushed velvet. Either a really deep burgundy or just black.
It would be, mine would be this. It would be like a dress belt from like Sears, but then attached in the middle there, that goes in the front, a plexiglass orb filled.
Is this like the one that Trump had his hand on that glowed?
Okay, so that's a good addition. Thank you for the collaboration. It'd be a plexiglass orb with the outline of the globe, so you can do that. A little bit of LED lights in it, but also it's filled with gold doubloons. It's really worth
ridiculously heavy.
It really is worth a bunch of money.
And you're going to expect to keep that around your waist with just a standard belt. That's going to fall off. You need some sort of straps to go underneath your crotch to keep that in place.
No, I'm going to carry it like a burlap sack.
Or you need some sort of harness to go around your neck.
I'm going to carry it in a burlap sack with a big gold doubloon drawn on it by my daughter, Alabama, so nobody really know what it looks like because she's not a terribly good artist. I'm not sure she got that gene from her dad, man. Kind of bums me out. On the other hand, she is just 3, so.
Yeah.
She's about to be 4, though. I really feel she should step that up.
What are your expectations?
What? For my child?
In terms of the artistry level at this point.
Oh, man. Dolly or bust, really.
Expectations are too high. Just Omega Man. Thanks for helping me through dark times. Much love. Happy we can help, Just Omega Man. Dragon Reborn. Elias and Nice look similar. They joked about it. Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, I saw that. They did like a little video. I didn't watch the entire thing, though. 666 Death. P.S. I told you guys the number 14 spot is unlucky. Yeah. Steve Klain, again. Who do you think went and dug that WWE title out of the trash?
I think that it was just a garbage can. That was a brand new trash bag. So once they were done, someone just went in and just pulled it right out.
Yeah, whoever like the head production guy is.
Yeah.
Probably just did that.
W.S. Fletcher, I have to say it, 10 pounds of hemp. Those wood plates were really nice.
Jose GGR. It is a very nice
It's a beautiful looking belt.
It is a really beautiful title. And he was right. The turquoise is a great
touch.
Yeah,
heck yeah.
Now that WWE did the hemp belt, will you guys start trademarking your ideas? No, our ideas for WWE are free for them to use. They want to go ahead and use True Buds. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic.
Agreed. The Enforcer, how much weed had to be smoked to make Daniel Bryan's belt?
I don't know. Is he looking for like
a weight?
Grams? Like quantity of grams?
I don't know. Mark Wagstaff, that hemp title better be in WWE shop. I hear that. That's the only replica title I might ever buy.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. I would think that would be a bit more like, I would think that the plated ones, the normal belts, you can kind of do very quickly on an assembly line.
Yeah.
But that's
wood carving. That's to be done by hand, I would think.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. I mean, you could make a facsimile toy model and run that on assembly line.
Defeats the purpose of it, though.
Sure, yeah, I want
to be eco-friendly, sustainable.
Yeah.
Naturally fallen oak.
Well, therein lies the irony.
Yeah, I know.
Therein lies the punishment aspect.
Oh, I need to get trivia cards.
Do we have any more?
We'll do the other ones.
Oh no. Like actual trivia?
No.
Other ones? What are you talking about, other ones?
These ones.
Oh, what are those ones?
There's ones that you can just describe like password.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, man, I like this.
All right.
Oh, man, this is great.
All right.
This is like freaking password.
Exactly.
Oh, this is awesome. My new favorite trivia.
All right, let's go.
For people who ask, this is from the What Culture Trivia Wrestling
these
Trivia.
These are the
game.
what cards.
These are the what?
So you have to describe these so the person gets them. You can't say any of the words or parts of the words in these.
Correct. I'll go. We'll trade. We'll go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. The number one thing WWE is lacking right now, in your mind, anyways.
Fireworks.
Close.
Pyro.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding.
Brodus Clay.
Funkadactyl. Funkadelics.
No,
Funkadactyls.
Funkasaurus.
Funkasaurus. What were Naomi and Cameron? Were they the Funkadactyls?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, you got to get the whole phrase here.
All right.
Berlin. WCW Berlin.
Oh, the whole phrase, so just the name?
Well, what's his name?
It was Alex Wright.
Right, but what was his moniker?
Oh, man. That I don't remember.
Man, I really wish we had this proper password so we can put the phrase up for the people to see. Das Wunderkind.
Yeah.
Alex Wright.
All right, this is a piece of wood you swing in a certain sport where you make contact with a white orb with red stitching.
Baseball bat.
Yes.
This is sometimes used on top of... this is sometimes used in place of ring ropes in places like FMW or
barbed wire.
Very good.
You're not getting this one. Okay, there's two types of guitars. There's electric and
acoustic.
And there's something you use when you record audio where you can change the various frequencies and how loud they are.
Okay, is the first word in this acoustic?
Yes.
Okay. And then is this one word?
Well, there's two words. This is the second word I'm trying to describe to you without actually saying the word.
Okay. Acoustic mixer? Acoustic pedal? I don't know what.
Acoustic equalizer.
How does that pertain to wrestling?
I have no idea.
Interesting. All right. Only pay-per-view we've ever seen from a luxury suite.
SummerSlam.
Very good.
So when a match begins, someone takes a hammer and hits this.
Ring bell.
Yes.
It's the yearly special where the WWE entertains the military.
Tribute to the troops.
Very good.
So before a match begins, they say this type of match, and it is to, sorry, and everybody repeats that.
One fall!
Yes.
Jim Duggan used to...
2x4.
Yeah.
So...
This is fun.
Yeah, I know. So this is something you use to bake small baked goods that are sometimes used in a wrestling ring as a weapon. It's flat, made of metal,
God, my head is all. Sometimes you use it to bake
Small baked goods.
A cookie sheet.
Yes.
Okay.
I got 5.
I got 4 because how was I supposed to get acoustic equalizer?
Yeah, that was tough.
That was a tough one. Oh man. Anyways, we're gonna do one of those for the patrons.
Yeah, we'll try that.
Yeah,
we're gonna first.
We're gonna do one of those for the patrons. That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be fun.
$5 and up on patreon.com/Steven Larson. We'll go live in about 10 minutes.
Yep.
Otherwise, all the other friendos out there, thanks so much for watching. We do appreciate it.
We do.
Let me get some music here for you guys to play us out. There we go. Anyways, like I said, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.